Good afternoon, everybody. Before I tell you what this presentation is about, I want to offer you guys a job. I'll describe it, you guys decide, and answer honestly whether or not you would take it. Every day, you teach children reading, math, social skills. You comfort them when they're scared. You clean up messes. You build lesson plans on your own unpaid time. You supervise up to 20 children, often alone. You're a teacher, a counselor, a nurse, a janitor, all in one, all day. Now, do you guys think that sounds like an important job? So let's guess the pay now. How much should this job pay? I'll give you guys some options. A, $90,000, B, $65,000, or C, around minimum wage. Most people guess somewhere between $65,000 to $90,000, but the real answer is C. Early childhood educators earn less than 97% of American workers, which is an average about $37,000 a year, despite holding so much responsibility for children's safety, learning, and development every single day. And this gap is exactly why I chose this topic. So, why does this job matter so much? Well, the first 5 years are some of the most important years for brain development a person will ever have. Preschool teachers are not just watching children, they're actively teaching language, social skills, emotional regulation, and problem solving. They're helping children prepare for kindergarten and everything that comes after. And something that is a ripple effect that most people don't think about. Without preschool teachers, many parents would not be able to go to work at all. This makes this profession essential not just for early education, but for the entire economy. To really understand this issue, I put together a SWOT analysis. So let's start with the strengths. Preschool teachers make a lifelong difference in children's lives, often during the exact window of when the brain is developing the fastest. Many educators describe this time as the most meaningful work of their entire career. They stay in the field for years, even decades, even when the paycheck doesn't reflect it, the value, because they care so much and are passionate about helping kids grow. But the weaknesses are just as real. We already saw the number. A median salary of around $37,000 a year. And on top of that, many centers do not even offer health insurance, retirement contributions, or sick leave. Combine that with low pay and managing a room full of young children without a second adult in the room, and then you get burnout, which is a huge reasons why good teachers leave the field entirely. Not because they stopped caring about the kids, but because they couldn't sustain it financially or emotionally. But, however, on the opportunity sides, there's a real momentum going on right now. Several states have expanded funding for universal pre-K in recent years. There's a growing public recognition, especially since the pandemic. People have realized that childcare is essential infrastructure and not a luxury. Career ladder credentialing programs are also starting to give teachers a path to higher pay as they gain more experience and certifications. But if nothing changes, the threats are serious. Staff shortenings are already forcing some centers to cap enrollment or close classrooms entirely, and many trained teachers are leaving for jobs in retail or service that pay similarly without the emotional weight of having to take care of other people's children. So if that trend continues, families, especially our working parents, will have fewer options. So how can we fix this? Personally, I think it takes actions at three levels. First, childcare centers themselves need to offer more transparent pay structures, better benefits, and paid time for lesson planning, not just unpaid hours after the workday ends. Second, the government funding is critical because centers can't simply afford to raise wages on their own without outside support. That means increased funding, wage supplements, and student loan assistance for educators. And third, it has to start with us as a society. We need to stop seeing preschool teachers as babysitters and start recognizing them as highly trained professionals who are shaping the next generation. And I want to leave you guys with one final thought. Nearly half of the early childhood educators qualify for public assistance while working full time. Many preschool teachers spend every single day helping other people's children learn and grow, yet many of them struggle to afford basic necessities for themselves and their own families. If we truly believe that our children are our future, then investing in the people who teach them should be our biggest priority. Thank you so much all for listening, and I'd love to take any questions.